Hey, this is Charmaine Ironside, owner of Ironside Fitness, and I'm super excited for this orientation video. We're going to really share, Amy and I, everything that we want you to start with in the challenge. So we're going to be spreading out this information, giving you small chunks throughout the challenge to enhance your life, nutrition, mindset, fitness tips, all that kind of stuff. And today we just, in the next 10 to 15 minutes, we just want to give you some of our favorite ideas and tips for health and wellness and how to really start the challenge with power that you can maintain.
Awesome. Hi, I'm Amy from Ironside Fitness, studio manager at Silver Springs and West Springs. I absolutely love this place. It's like one of my places that I call home, mostly because everything here at the studio is super positive. All the staff are super positive, and we're here really to help you on your health and wellness journeys, okay? So we're going to tell you a little bit about our philosophy, what Ironside's all about, what you can expect when you come in, and some tips and tricks for you to get started right away that are super simple, that it just involves some adding, some upgrading. Never are you going to go on something super restrictive. We're not about that. We're all about adding and upgrading.
Yeah! So we want to start by sharing some of our favorite nutrition ideas, and then we're going to follow that up with some fitness ideas, how to get the most out of your workouts, and then we'll end off with a little bit of mindset, and then that will be it. So, in terms of nutrition, now what we've done this challenge, which is super exciting, well, I think it's super exciting, Amy thinks it's exciting, is we've actually merged Ironside Fitness with the Diet Dropout. And for some of you watching, you know about the Diet Dropout. It's my side business where I help coach people to have freedom and peace around food, to overcome emotional eating, and to just really step away from anything diet industry related and step towards more empowerment, more intuition, more self-love. And so what's really exciting, the first thing that I'm so excited about is that you'll notice at the fitness assessments, we are not going to weigh you. And in fact, we don't even have scales in the studio. Amy and I were just outside smashing our scales. Check out the quick clip of us having so much fun.
Yeah, so good, man.
Woo!
Hi, I'm Amy from Ironside Fitness, studio manager. We're here to smash some scales.
Woo, woo, woo. And this is Charmaine, the owner of Ironside Fitness. And so we've brought our scales. This one's from the studio. Mine is long gone from my house. This is Amy's from her house. And we are taking a stand against the diet industry, against everything that the scale represents in terms of judging yourself by a number. This inanimate object should not define your happiness for the day and your self-worth. So we have decided we're going to smash our scales. We are not going to weigh ourselves. We are going to get rid of the scales from our studios, and we're pumped. Amy brought her sledgehammer. I don't know what kind of person has a sledgehammer, but Amy did.
Yeah, baby, let's do this.
Oh, move it over. All right, I'm nervous.
Do you want to go first?
No, you go.
Okay.
It's all you. Oh my god.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah!
That was your turn.
That was awesome!
Oh,
Woo! That was so freeing!
Yay! I've never hit a sledgehammer, but
You got it, Shay. You
I'm
got
gonna
it. Come
close
on. Yay!
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye scale.
Bye. To freedom!
Freedom from the scale, defining your success and happiness by non-scale victories such as the way your clothes fit, the energy you have, the ability to chase after your kids or your grandkids. What are some of your favorite non-scale victories?
Just having the strength to keep up with my kids and my family and to move like large furniture pieces and not be relying on moving companies or anything like that. I've got the energy and the strength to do it, and I'm so happy to have that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We encourage you to do the same. Have such a fabulous day. You are so much more than a number on a scale. So we are on fire, as you can see. That was so therapeutic for me especially, and Amy as well. We've both had, different types of relationships with our weight and with the scale growing up. I know for me, the scale had the power for many years to dictate how I felt about myself. And if I was up in weight, I felt like a failure and I'd get really demotivated. And if I was down in weight, I'd feel like I could celebrate and just let off, and I would end up eating everything in sight. And so for me, it was never a helpful indicator. And so I'm really passionate about focusing on the non-scale victories, as you saw in the video. Some of my favorite non-scale victories: when I feel like I'm at a healthy weight, my back doesn't hurt. I feel confident in my clothes. I can chase after my daughter Kennedy without getting winded. And there's just so many more than that. So Amy will talk a little bit about her relationship with the scale and her favorite non-scale victories.
Yeah, you guys might meet me at the studio and stuff like that, and you'd think, oh, she probably has a great relationship with the scale. I actually don't. I was a competitive athlete for years, and I'd get onto the pool deck, and I'd be like, oh, today we're going to go and do body fat. And there used to be that test, and they'd pinch your sides and pinch your body fat test. They want to weigh you, and they want to know where you're at and stuff like that. And as a competitive athlete, doing that around with your peers and stuff like that, it was a lot. Like, it was definitely something that gave me a different relationship with the scale. And I was always underweight, looking to gain weight, looking to go to that next level and stuff. But the scale to me was always something that set me back. I always got upset. I always got stressed over it. I always had anxiety about it. I'm still like that now. I don't want to step on the scale. I have this relationship with the scale, and I never want to step on it. So I'm I want to get rid of it. So smashing it was freeing for me. I love it. It's not in my home. There's no fixation on it. I want to be a great role model for my 3 kids. I don't want them seeing me being fixated on stepping on the scale or not eating breads or doing any of those things. So I'm all about well balanced. I live in an 80-20 world. 80% of what I eat is healthy, 20% is whatever I want. I'll talk about that more later. But really, guys, I eat everything that I want. I eat it mindfully, and I enjoy food.
Yeah, that's so exciting. So going into nutrition. So aside from the scale, whatever your relationship is, if it's super healthy and you love weighing yourself and it keeps you on track and that's something you think is good for you and it gives you a really positive momentum, feel free to weigh yourself at home. However, we as a studio have decided that 90% of people have a really tough relationship with the scale, and we've just decided as a culture, as a community, that we are not going to use that as a definition of success with your health and wellness journey. So we're super excited about that. Yeah. And so the first nutrition tip I want to share that I'm super passionate about is about calories, calorie counting. The old way of doing things, they said calories in equals calories out, and it was all about counting your calories. But the truth is, there's a big difference between 500 calories from chicken and broccoli and yam fries versus 500 calories from a piece of chocolate cake. It's going to affect your body very, very, very differently. And so I'm not interested in calorie counting. I want you to use the energy you might have spent on calorie counting on focusing on your workouts, on focusing on your self-care, on focusing on getting more rest, on focusing on having more fun, on doing stress reduction. I want you to put that energy into meal prep, onto things that are actually going to move you forward. Calorie counting is a waste of energy and time. And so Amy has a little bit to share about how she feels about calorie counting as well.
Yeah, so I've done calorie counting. I was doing it when I was training for triathlons. I really found it was a time sucker. I was always how much was that salad dressing? How much was this? And counting absolutely every calorie, counting absolutely everything I was putting in my body. And it was really changing my relationship with food. I was looking at food as a number and how many calories I was going to put into my body and then how much workout I was going to doing and all these calculations instead of focusing on how I was fueling my body and how my body felt. So now I'm at a stage and my relationship with food is I eat the things that fuel me so that I can do all the things I love to do. Chase after my kids, bike, run, ski, hike, do all of those things, do my workouts here, do all those things with lots and lots of energy, and I eat the things that are going to fuel me that way through the entire day, so I'm not having any lulls throughout my day, and then in the evening time, I'm not over and indulging and then going to sleep and having a restless sleep. I'm big on getting my 8 hours of sleep. I'm big on focusing on getting that restful sleep so that I can start the day and be able to chase after my kids all over again or be at the studio at 5 in the morning. So I don't calorie count, and I will not calorie count. It's a time sucker.
Yeah, awesome. So there's 2 things, you might be thinking, well, if I don't portion control, if I don't calorie count, I'll be out of control. And so what I'm going to teach you with the diet dropout messaging throughout the challenge is that if you can get to the point where you eat when you're hungry, you stop when you're satisfied, you choose foods that honor your body and give you energy instead of make you feel bloated and lethargic and terrible, you are never going to struggle with your weight again. And I've done that. I've figured that out for myself after 20 years of dieting and up and down and yo-yoing. I've dropped almost 50 pounds and then I kept it off for the last couple of years now. And I'm super proud of that. I don't care so much about the 50 pounds, but I'm proud of the fact that I haven't kept yo-yoing. And I actually enjoy my relationship with food. So if the idea of eating until you're satisfied, stopping when you're full, choosing foods that nourish you, is really confusing or foreign to you, don't worry, because throughout the challenge, I'm going to be sharing so much great content, so many great ideas, and we're going to have a lot of interaction. So I'm super, super excited to help you, if that's a struggle that you face, have a healthier relationship with food. So next, I quickly want to talk about carbs. Now, a lot of people ask about carbs. No, they are not bad. They are just, if you eat really simple carbs like bread, candy, pop, juice by itself, pasta, that kind of stuff. If you eat a lot of it, it's going to make it harder to release body fat because carbs are the quickest form of energy. So as soon as you eat them, you have all this extra blood sugar, all this extra energy, and unless you're going to run a marathon or do a big workout or have a really active day, you're probably going to store those carbohydrates. So I love to have carbs, but I make sure I anchor them by eating them with fat and protein. And, Amy and I have a similar ideal about this, but if I really feel like I want something really carby, like a plate of pasta, I'll plan to have that at lunchtime because then I have the rest of the day to really use that fuel. And maybe once in a blue moon, yeah, sure, I'll have bread and pasta at night, and I'm not going to beat myself up about it. But as a general guideline for my life, I've found that it really helps me release weight when I have my carbs or my simpler carbs earlier in the day.
Totally. I'm with you there, Shar, for sure. So basically with me with carbs, I love carbs. I'm going to have my carbs in the morning and I'm going to burn them all day long. I think of it more as when we look at what we've done in North America, we've created this high carb, big meals at the end of your day. So think of it as if you're eating your carbs at the end of the day for your dinner at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, then after that, you're going to bed. And when you go to sleep, so does your metabolism. So think of it as if you have all that pasta, you're going to bed and you're overfull, you're overstuffed, you're not going to sleep well, you're going to wake up, you're going to have that brain fog, you're going to have all those things. I love my carbs. I love them earlier in the day. I love them at lunchtime, but I'm not going to eat them later in the day because it's going to affect my sleep. It's going to affect my energy to the next level, and it's going to affect how I feel. So I'm more about that fueling the body, making sure I eat my carbs at the right time during the day.
Yeah, awesome. And as we're both talking, I really feel like it's important to share that I passionately believe that what works for Amy and what works for me might not be the perfect thing for you. However, the premises, the kind of overall guidelines we're sharing are not, you can't really argue with them, is what I'd like to say. And it doesn't mean that you have to do them right away. It doesn't mean you have to adopt them exactly how we do it, but it's just a guideline. And you could talk to any of the coaches or anybody you know that has success with their weight, and you probably hear similar trends. And so what it's all about is you figuring out what works for you. Yeah. And so we don't want to say, that's why we actually aren't giving out super restrictive plans during this challenge, because we want you to actually figure out what works for you. Because how many times have you tried a meal plan or a diet and stuck to it for a week or two and then not even learned anything and then given up on it? And so we want you to be able to sustain this journey. And so we're just going to keep giving you these ideas, and we're going to go deeper. So if you're feeling well, what's a simple carb? I need more info. We're going to share that. We're going to teach you in our Facebook group. Make sure you join that. We're going to be sending out emails to give you a lot of good info, and we have so many exciting seminars.
Awesome seminars.
And they're just going to go a lot deeper. Amy's going to teach you all about those carbs and all about how, fats and protein and all that stuff. So make sure to come to those seminars. And so we're going to skip ahead. Amy's going to share a little bit about water, because water is such an amazing addition. We're adding positive things. We're not taking anything away.
Yeah. So you might see me in the studio and I'll have a 4-liter water jug. That's my goal is 4 liters of water by 4. That's what works for my body. It may not work for your body. Where we want you to aim is to be between 2 liters and 4 liters of water per day. What you're going to find as you increase your water consumption is your joints, your muscles, your aches and pains are going to go away because your body's completely lubricated with that hydration. You're also going to find your energy levels go up. You're going to find you sleep better. There's so many things that go along with water. Most of the population is walking around dehydrated. And how do we thrive if we're dehydrated? If you're dehydrated, you're in survival mode. If you're hydrated, you're in thriving mode. You want to thrive, you don't want to survive. So in order for us to release weight, we actually have to hydrate. Some of the ways that I love to get my water consumption is when my water bottle's running out, I always fill it back up, because I'm less likely to get up from my desk or where I am and refill my bottle if it's already empty than if it's I fill it up before it's empty. I also use essential oils in my water, which is fantastic for changing the flavor if you don't like the flavor of water. I also like to pretend I'm at the spa, no laughing, and I put cucumbers in my water and I feel like I'm at the spa and I'm having this awesome time. I settle in and I'm do my meditation stuff with my cucumber water, and it feels fantastic because I'm hydrating and I feel really, really get great afterwards. You can put blueberries in, raspberries, frozen berries, anything like that, and just continuously focusing on that water consumption and what works for you. My other big trick is to have 2 glasses of water before breakfast, have my breakfast, 2 glasses of water after breakfast. So if you do that at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're automatically going to get 12 glasses of water. And if you're doing 2 before and 2 afterwards, it's going to help you feel full. It's going to help you with cravings. It's going to help with so many of those things that you're going to be working through while you're with us here at Ironside Fitness. So hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Water is so important.
Yes, awesome. So there's lots more we want to share, but we don't want to overwhelm you in this video. So those are some of the easy nutritional things to really start thinking about. We invite you. We're not telling you should or you have to or you need to. We're inviting you to give them a try, test them out for yourself. So Amy has a couple of tips for us about the workouts, just to get you going with the workouts. If you're already a client and you're watching this, just bear with us.
Yeah, so when you first join us at Ironside, making sure that first session that you come in, you're working out at 60-65%. You're not pushing too hard.
Oops. Keep going.
Keep going. We just went a little lopsided.
We roll.
All right. So when you first come in, 60-65% is what we want you to work out at your first session. And the reason for that is we want your body's not used to what we're going to be doing here in the studio. And we want you to come back the next day. And we don't want you to be too sore, too stiff. And I definitely don't want you cursing my name as you walk down the stairs because you've got sore legs, okay? So by increasing our water consumption, increasing our protein, having that protein within 40 minutes of working out, and working out at 60-65% that first time you come in, and then working up to 100%. By the end of your first week, try to go that 100%. See how you feel, okay? The other thing I want you guys to know is that when you have muscle soreness, I want you to keep moving, okay? Try to come in for a session. If you can't come in for a session, go for a walk, because what happens when we start moving is everything stays lubricated and you start to feel better. So even going up the stairs or down the stairs to do your laundry, or going for a walk around the block, or taking the dog for a walk, you're gonna feel better after that if you have any muscle aches and pains in that first week than if you had sat down and watched your favorite Netflix show. So make sure that you're walking around, keeping yourself moving, and if you have any muscle soreness in that first week, make sure you're asking your coach about some tips and tricks to help you along the way. So first session, come in, have those indoor runners, be ready for that workout. We're gonna lead you through. There's gonna be a warm-up. The coach is gonna do introductions. We're gonna build our community. You're gonna introduce yourself. Our coaches are already gonna know your profile before you even come in, so those injuries or anything like that, we're gonna be able to modify for you because we're all personal trainers here and we wanna make sure you get the best workout. So if it means you're not jumping, you're still gonna get a good workout. Does it mean you have a shoulder injury? No problem. We can handle that as well, okay? So throw anything at us. We're gonna handle it. We're gonna help you. We're here for your health and wellness journey, and your workouts are going to be fabulous and fun. I promise. 45 minutes goes by so quickly. Our goal as coaches is to make sure you never look at the clock and that you are laughing and having fun here in the studio so that you can get the workout in that you need to, so that you can do all the things you love to do outside of the studio.
Yeah, awesome. So just to wrap up the video, something I'm so passionate about is the mindset behind your motivation. So just remember that you're on a new journey and that there will be 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Yes, maybe you'll miss a workout, maybe you'll eat some things that aren't so great, maybe there'll be some missteps. However, I just want to encourage you not to judge yourself. And as soon as you do something that you know wasn't quite right for you or that wasn't for your best self, just forgive yourself, no judgment. Remember Amy's 80-20 rule with food. That's how I operate with food as well. If you eat clean, if you eat healthy 80% of the time, your body can handle that maybe not so nourishing healthy food 20% of the time. So remember, what you think about expands. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And so Henry Ford said that, and that's one of my favorite quotes. But really, your mind is your most powerful asset, and you have to make it your servant. You have to master it, because otherwise it's going to control you. It's going to say, don't bother going to your workout. This is never going to work for you. Any old patterns and old beliefs that you have, that's going to really get in your way. So just when you notice those inner critic thoughts, just cancel them, stop them. Remember why you started. Have faith. We're here for you. If you're struggling, please don't be an island. Don't isolate yourself. That's what so many people do. They miss a couple workouts, and then they feel like they failed themselves and they failed us, and then they stop coming, and that's heartbreaking for us. So please, if you're struggling, reach out. Amy's incredible to just help motivate, and any of our coaches. And so we really are here for you. We're so excited to welcome you to our community if you're not already a part of it. And thank you for watching. There'll be tons more tips to come. Feel free to post any questions you have in the Facebook group, and we're super excited to get started. And one more, maybe housekeeping wise, for the fit testing, Do you want to say anything about fit testing?
Fit testing is going to be done totally different than we've ever done before, which is great.
Yeah,
it's going to be totally fresh. We've upgraded it. We've taken some things out. I know, we've taken things out. We've added things in. We've added a little bit of a cardio component. We can't do VO2 testing for everybody here at the studio, but we've added a cardio component in there. When you come in on fit testing, I'm going to tell you a little secret. All of our coaches did fit testing on the weekend, and when they came in, they were nervous.
I was nervous.
They were like, Shar was nervous. Everybody was nervous, and they're our coaches, okay? So like they were nervous, and we ran them through it, and we basically want you guys to know that when you come in, it's okay to be nervous. We're here welcoming you to our home. This is our home, and we're going to make it as easy as possible, and basically it's a starting point for you. You're going to see where you start, and I'm going to tell you it's an emotional journey, because when after 6 weeks, and you keep up that hard work, after 6 weeks, it's amazing what you can do. It's definitely an emotional roller coaster, because by the end of that 6 weeks, we have clients that have started with us and they've done 30-second plank holds, and by the end they've worked so hard, they've gained so much strength, they've gained so much endurance, they're doing 5-minute plank holds, and literally tears are rolling down their faces because they did this. They trained hard, they worked so hard, their body did this and their mind did it, and it was connected. Okay, so that's why we're joining the Diet Dropout at Ironside Fitness, because it's not about just the workouts, it's also about the mind, and you got to have those two together for you guys to be going towards those health and wellness goals and reaching them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. Sorry we went a little longer than I said at the start, but I hope you got a lot out of the video. We're super excited to meet you, and we'll see you very soon. Bye. This is gonna rock.